So, welcome to Marley's Music Mondays. So, this week we're going to be doing the 2026 recap of the Grammy Awards, right? So, just to kind of start it off with, the winners, you know what I'm saying? Like the main award, that people always talk about is like album of the year, you know what I'm saying? So, first off, salute to Bad Bunny. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna flub the name of the title, but you know what I'm saying? It was the first Spanish language speaking album to ever win Album of the Year. And just thinking about that, when you kind of think about like global music and like global artists, like this is kind of like one of the you know like the first steps as far as like with like a Spanish language album, winning the album of the year. You know what I'm saying? So global music is not necessarily on the sidelines no more. It's like right front and center stage. So salute to Bad Bunny. You know what I'm saying? He'll be at the Super Bowl. So that'll be pretty dope. Like for real. Uh kind of moving forward, thinking about record of the year. You know what I'm saying? So record of the year, which ended up going to Kendrick and SZA for their beautiful rendition of a Luther Vandross classic entitled Luther. Yeah, like I say, it's really where artistry, production, as well as like the industry, because they had to get the sample cleared and all that stuff, and like high level production, you know what I'm saying, like really exceeds the expectations, like real talk. Like I remember when I first heard it, like it was just beautiful, like real talk. Salute to Kendrick and SZA, as well as the whole team. Like it was a bunch of people that I didn't even know, you know, that were a part of the record. You know what I'm saying? From the Jack Antonoff to, obviously I knew Soundwave was a producer, but it was a couple other people up there, for it. But definitely salute to Kendrick and the whole team and what they got going on out there. Like real talk. Uh Next, moving forward, we had Song of the Year, which ended up going to Billie Eilish for her song Wildflower. Like I said, this song, really most of the songs that Billie Eilish and her brother slash producer Phineas, the work that they do, like they really, you know what I'm saying? Like they really put in that work. Like so I definitely uh salute them just for their work ethic, as well as like kind of always standing up to the challenge to kind of keep, you know what I'm saying, to kind of keep doing this thing over and over, like real talk. Like so yeah, if you haven't heard it, if you haven't heard it, check it out. You know what I'm saying? Best new artist, which was actually pretty dope. Best new artist went to Olivia Dean. Uh, she's pretty she's pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? Like I really felt her acceptance speech. You know what I'm saying? It was like pretty much from the heart. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, with her just being like a new artist and kind of championing for, you know what I'm saying, her culture as well as like her people, it was pretty dope, just kind of seeing that. So yeah, like kind of moving forward, it was a bunch of different, like a bunch of different other, like, when you think about like the best R&B, what is it called, the best R&B album, so Leon Thomas ended up winning that with Mutt. definitely a salute to Leon Thomas. He's definitely one of those artists that I've been like rocking with. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. Like he's pretty dope. Uh Thinking about what was it? The R&B song Kalani, one with the song Folded, which was pretty dope. Uh as well as Leon Thomas won again with the song Vibes Don't Lie, which is like, yeah, kind of one of the songs like when I first heard it, it instantly just like became like yeah, like in my rotation. So just kind of really thinking about that, like music is always kind of on the forefront, you know what I'm saying? Like when you kind of think about like songs that kind of represent what's going on, as well as like artists that kind of like represent the time. You know, like talent is always gonna kind of like supersede a lot of this stuff. So when I talk about like say new artists, you know, like Olivia Dean, you know, like Leon Thomas, it's another guy named Somber, you know what I'm saying? Like I think I seen him on like Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon. Like he's actually pretty dope as well. Like has like that like vintage vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like he remind me of like say somebody like a Jamiroquai or something like that. But you know, he's like an up and coming artist. So I would definitely say check for those people. You know what I'm saying? Uh Thinking about like best pop vocal album, you know, Lady Gaga won for her album Mayhem. Lola Young also won for best pop solo performance for her song Messy. Uh, and shout out to Jelly Roll. You know what I'm saying? He won for best contemporary country album with his album Beautifully Broken. Uh, Kind of staying in more of my lane. You know what I'm saying? Best rap album, you know, went to K Dot again for GNX, you know, which was pretty dope. Uh Kind of crazy because like K Dot kind of was, you know, like all throughout the rap performances. Clip one clips. I said clip. Clips also won for best rap performance with their song featuring Kendrick, Chains and Whips. You know what I'm saying? And then Kendrick also won for best rap song with TV Off, featuring, you know, like Lefty Gunplay and yeah, like that was our that was that joint for real. Uh, I would kind of be yeah, just kind of looking at what it got going on. Like I didn't know that Mad Skills won for spoken word poetry album, which is pretty dope. You know, salute to Jay Ivy, one of the people who pushed for them to actually have this spoken word and poetry category. So it's kind of great to see a lot of, you know, like artists actually, you know, compete in this category. You know, like it's pretty dope. And then Mad Skills, you know, people may or may not know who Mad Skills is. You know what I'm saying? May know him by Skills, but I know he used to do the recaps before Uncle Murder kind of just, yeah, you know, like they kind of, I don't know, like do your research on that. But yeah, just kind of like moving forward, like thinking about all the, you know, the artists that we lost this past year. I would say one of the most impactful as well as one of the probably best, you know, classic performances, you know, were the tributes that they gave to D'Angelo as well as Roberta Flack. This was led by uh, Lauryn Hill, you know, as well as I believe they had Raphael Sadiq in the band. just a bunch of various people. Wyclef ended up coming out. They ended up closing with the Fugees version of "Killing Them Softly." They had Shaka Khan as well as John Legend. Like it was a pretty dope tribute to D'Angelo as well as Roberta Flack. They had Bilal. Like man, it was it was kind of epic. Like real talk. But definitely sending my condolences, out to those people who are no longer with us, who contributed, their lives to, this great thing of music that we all share, together, as well as Angie Stone, you know, yeah. But it was a pretty dope tribute, and kind of one of the brighter moments of the show. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as like just seeing all of the musicians and just the impact that they had. Then kind of moving forward, thinking about impact. So the Dr. Dre Global Impact Award, it ended up going to Pharrell Williams, formerly of the Neptunes or whatever you want to say. I was telling my guy, I'm like, I wonder what Chad got to say about that, but that's another story. But just thinking about Pharrell for his contributions, as an artist, in music, his contributions in fashion, films as well, and just to the overall culture. So definitely salute to Pharrell as well as Dr. Dre with the Global Impact Award. And then kind of, moving forward to the Lifetime Achievement Award, which ended up going to Cher. But I would be, you know, yeah, it would kind of be odd to not say how she introduced Kendrick for the song of the year and kind of flubbed, his name and kind of called him Luther Vandross or something like that. She was kind of tripping, but like I said, it is what it is. I'm not really tripping on it, but when I was watching it, it's kind of funny. Like I don't think this is how this is supposed to go, but you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Cher as far as like with her contributions, receiving the Lifetime Achievement Award, and like I say, a lot of people may or may not know, but Cher made her comeback like in the late not in the late 90s or early 2000s. I know the song that she did, If You Believe, I think that's the name of it. Don't quote me. But she was like one of the first to like use auto tune, and I remember hearing her tell a story about how like they were like they didn't believe like she said on the song, like they wasn't rocking with it. So like I said, definitely if you have passion for music, like continue to do that because the world needs you, like you and your unique authentic self. Like the world needs you. No more cookie cutter versions. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to sound like any of these artists that like you may take some type of inspiration from them, but you really want to be authentic to your true self, as an artist. And the art needs you, like real talk. So just kind of moving forward with the Grammys. Like I said, usually when the Grammys pop up, it's time for you to submit to, to potentially become a voting member as well as, become a part of the Recording Academy, which is what the Grammys is, the National Academy of Recording uh, Arts and Sciences, or Recording and Sciences or something like that. But NARAS, the Grammys. But my point is, if you're an artist and you really are passionate about what it is that you're doing and you feel that this is something that you want to do, definitely look into submitting to potentially become a member of the Grammys. Like you could vote, you could actually go to the awards. Like it doesn't, like cost. So yeah, I'm just saying. So think about that. I believe the deadline is like March 1st. But I know that it's usually around the time that the Grammys is, and usually most people like see the Grammys and they're like, oh, I want to be an artist. But as long as you have like music that's like on streaming platforms, you could basically submit, like using that. But definitely, just moving forward, like I said, the Grammys, really salute to them for, uh, like paving the way for like artists, especially like new artists, then like an artist say like Bad Bunny, to be from a total different culture and like step in on that global stage to like really, elevate what it is that he has going on. Like I say, he'll be at the Super Bowl next week. So yeah, shout out to the Grammys, and yeah, just thinking about all the new artists. Just keep doing what you're doing. Stay true to yourself, and don't really let nobody tell you that, tell you anything different. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. Hopefully we'll see you at the Grammys. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. Uh, but this has been Marley's Music Mondays, and we'll be back next week to let you know what the world of music has going on. And definitely appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in to Marley's Music Mondays. All right, peace.